Come check out the newest piece of terrain for Warhammer 40k. This is the Haemotrope Reactor, I guess I want to say, for your games. Spiky bits. Alright, welcome back everybody. Rob Baer with you once again today. Another fantastic product offering by Games Workshop this week. We have the Haemotrope Reactor. How much is this bad boy? I don't even remember. It's like a blur of new releases. I think it's $40. Yep, it's $40 US. And it's pretty cool. I mean, I'll be honest, like, I was kind of like, what the heck? Why do we keep making more terrain, containers, and then this, and whatever? But, it is kind of dope looking. And to be honest, after they put out the Void Shield generator, and you got the Promethean relay pipes, I mean, there's so much cool terrain out there. Like, once you get done with your army, and you're like, I don't want to start another army, boom, terrain, that's where you start painting, and then boom, you have a terrain table, or you have some stuff to take up to, the game store and have your own, set of terrain, or leave it up there, or whatever. But I will warn you, if you leave terrain at a game store, it's gonna get destroyed. That's just the rules of the jungle right there. So once again, we've got rules inside the box, and it's really interesting. They wanted to emphasize this, I feel like. I mean, look at the real estate that they took out with this rules included. They wanted you to know there are rules in here, guys. Because remember, the supplement that these rules will actually be contained in, we already know, is Planetary Onslaught, which will be coming out the week after. So for this week, I guess they wanted you to know, hey, you can buy this now and get the rules, which we kind of already assume at this point, I feel like. So are they a rules company, or are they a game company, or are they a miniatures company? I don't know at this point. I don't really care. I just want to play with my toys. So what you get inside the box is 2 copies of each of these, the exhaust, the reactor, and the little pipe. And they can basically kind of combo together any which way you want, because they're literally 2 of the same sprue. Now, it says that they're made in China and distributed by Games Workshop, just like the new Hero bases this week. So that kind of makes sense, I guess. It's pretty well detailed kit, as you're going to see here in a second. So let's zoom in a little bit and kind of take a look at this bad boy here. And then we'll talk about the rules some, because yes, the rules are included inside this box. Alright, so there you can almost see everything. I think you can see. Okay. Obviously very well detailed. You can see all the wires and everything all up in here. This is some sort of, I don't know, capacitor, flux capacitor. It makes all heroing in the grimdark feature possible, I guess. I don't know what to say about this. It is obviously a 40k. I mean, this thing just screams 40k. Like, there's no other 2 ways about it. Supposedly it's powered by the blood of martyrs, wall martyrs, of course. Everybody knows that. And it does what it does. So basically 2 halves just kind of go together, and then you just plug in whichever side the little pipes going into the ground. Now, obviously, I imagine this just spitballing and judging it. These pipes look to be about the same size as the Promethean relay pipes, so I'm sure you could hook them up if you have a kit, or you want to break them apart and kind of make a big thing. Now, you're going to see with the rules here that having these close to existing piece of terrain is going to be a little beneficial, or some non-vehicle units as well. But first, here is the instructions. So basically, like I said, just 2 halves kind of locked together, and you have the little wires and doodads things there, a couple of extra pieces to put on the back that couldn't get cast. And then you got the caps, or you can do the exhaust points. You can pretty much, it's modular. You can kind of put it together any way you want. And you can even put it on a base, I suppose. I mean, it's really not that big. You can put it on like a Dreadnought kind of size base. And then there's the rules, and that's where this whole thing kind of goes sideways a little bit, I feel like. So first off, another terrain piece with a toughness value. How about that? Toughness 6, wound 6, 4-up save. Literally what we've been screaming to change vehicles to. Of course, you would have to do some tweaking, with the poison mechanic, with the rending mechanic, with a whole lot of mechanics, but not to say it can't be done for sure. You know what I mean? So I don't know if this is a precedent, but it's definitely a trend that we're starting to see as the second piece of terrain came out with a wound characteristic instead of an armor characteristic. Now, of course, it does all sorts of weird things. The composition is 2 of these things. You can buy additional ones. May include up to 2 additional pairs of reactors. Each pair is set up separately for 40 points, so it's a fortification. So easily slottable into games of Warhammer 40k, Battleforged and Bolt Unbound. So it's a reactor. And what happens is basically you get a 4-up cover save behind it, unless you are a vehicle or a monstrous creature. Also, each time a unit successfully makes a cover save on a roll of 6, roll another d6 on a roll of 1 is caused a power leak that makes a d6. The unit suffers d6 strength 6 hits with your cover special rule. So don't roll 1s and you'll be fine. Otherwise, they're allocated out randomly throughout the squad. It can be shot and attacked in close combat. How about that? And the closest unit to it immediately suffers hits as though they were victims of the power leak. That could go both ways, I feel like. Reactor is hit automatically in close combat and has the following profile, which we already talked about. Now, it has a really nifty special rule called Plasma Field. And what that says is if any plasma weapon, as defined in the Warhammer 40k, the rules, a non-vehicle model within 2 inches of the Haemotrope Reactor in the shooting phase may use the extra power to supercharge their weapon. If they do so, then until the end of the phase, their plasma weapon gains the Blast special rule, and weapons that already have the Blast special rule gain the Large Blast special rule instead. However, their weapon also gets hot now on a roll of 1 or 2 instead of just a 1. What the heck just happened? Are you telling me that I can combi plasma shoot blast template? Like what just happened? And if you can somehow get Relentless into a Devastator squad, you could have like walking large blast plasma cannon. That's really interesting. I kind of dig it. I don't know how groundbreaking it is in the competitive scene, but I definitely feel like some of those Dark Angel players out there would love this sort of thing, right? Power supply. They can also bolster the effectiveness of the Void Shield generators and the Plasma Obliterator as well. If at least 2 Haemotrope reactors are within 6 inches of a Void Shield generator or are connected to the Void Shield generator via the Promethean relay pipes. Oh, it's like they planned it. Oh, so good. You can re-roll the dice when attempting to restore collapsed shields. That's pretty cool. So I think it's 5 up to get them back, and now you get a re-roll. So I feel like, I don't know, the math on that's pretty good. Does that make it like a 4 up? I'm digging that. Okay. And if at least 2 are within 6 inches of a Plasma Obliterator, or again are connected via Promethean relay pipe, it increases the strength of the weapon to strength 8, which was kind of a drawback for the thing actually. So that's really cool to see. All right, so at least. Okay, so you can't game the system and put extra ones there and get it going up higher and higher and higher, but it does benefit. I mean, if you destroy one of them, then you would still have another set if you take extra ones. So I dig it. I think it's fluffy. I don't know if it's competitive, but it's definitely got some potential for surezies right there. Because now if you're talking like you can have Promethean relay pipes and this thing, and we all know they benefit flamers, you can be spitting out all sorts of template and blast marker death all over the place. Like, I don't even know what to say there. Like, whew, that's a spicy meatball. So I dig it. I think this is a very interesting step in the right direction for Games Workshop. You know, putting things out that work with other things, but also making it so that you get the rules first of all that come with it. But I feel like it's like giving you so many options when you walk into one of their stores. You can't really walk out without something, you know what I mean? You're like, well, I could use this in this army, or I could use this in this army, and boom, there it is. And then next thing you know, you start a brand new terrain board. Like, I don't want to start another army, it's just like some terrain. It's like the gateway drug to a new army, I swear. Anyways, that's it for this one. Errors, omissions, corrections, leave it in the comments below.
Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.